What's up guys, Justin with JTech Apple here, and today I'm here to give you guys a camera test on the new Samsung Galaxy S4. As you know, the Samsung Galaxy S4 features a 13 megapixel rear facing camera with full HD 1080p video recording, as well as a 2 megapixel front facing camera. They also made quite a few software improvements to the Samsung Galaxy S4 camera app, which I'm going to show you guys later on in this video in a full demonstration. But right now I just want to give you guys a raw video and photo test of the Samsung Galaxy S4, and as you can see here, I am using the dual shoot mode where you can record with the front facing camera and the rear facing camera at the same time. So we're just going to walk around my backyard and just around my neighborhood here. You can see that the camera overall does look pretty good, as you may expect from this camera itself. The colors may be a little bit oversaturated in my opinion in some cases. As you can see, the front facing camera, which I'm going to switch to fully later, my lips do look a little bit like I have makeup on, which I actually don't, so I did find it to be a little bit oversaturated, and the front-facing camera overall does look pretty good as well, but the rear-facing camera in terms of its photo and video is what a lot of people are excited for. Whether you're going to be using it for Instagram, sharing on social networks, this camera is definitely a great performer. So let's just walk around here. You can see that there are quite a few plants, so you could take a look at the color accuracy and everything on this camera itself. I am also recording from the onboard audio on this camera, or the phone itself, so you could take a look at the colors, and we're actually going to move in pretty close and you guys could take a look at that as well. And you guys can let me know. In my opinion, I think the colors do look pretty good, so you guys can let me know what you guys think in your opinion. Obviously, as a consumer, what you're going to be deciding on is how the actual raw video looks in your opinion, how you would like to see the video on the Samsung Galaxy S4. So let's just move on over there, and I think the sound quality is pretty good as well from what I've heard, a lot from what you expect. So I'm going to do some raw photo tests as well after I show you guys around here. So just another look at a plant so you guys can take a look at the colors and also the macro shots. And there you go. So let's go ahead and switch it over to the front facing camera fully so you guys can also have a good representation of that. So now we are using the front-facing camera. Like I said, it does take 2 megapixel stills as well as HD video. Like I said, in my opinion, the front-facing camera does also look pretty good as well. However, some of the colors at times do seem a little bit oversaturated. You can see that the red's a little bit oversaturated. But in general, the camera looks really nice, what you expect and what I'd expect out of this phone. The sound quality, like I said, is also pretty good as well. So now let's go ahead and give you guys a test of these stills, as well as a demonstration or a look at all the software features that Samsung has done to the new Samsung Galaxy S4 and its camera capabilities. So starting out with a closer look of the rear-facing camera on the Samsung Galaxy S3, like I mentioned earlier in the video, it is a 13 megapixel shooter, so Samsung intend to go for a higher megapixel count as opposed to some of its competitors like the HTC One. And you can see that the camera is overall very easy to use. There is a dual shot mode where it records on the rear and front-facing camera, and you can also switch cameras. And like I mentioned, the photos do somewhat look like a turned up contrast. The colors are very strong, and when you're taking photos of things that have a lot of colors such as plants, they really make it pop out and look really nice. And you can see from here the macro is really nice too. I'm taking a picture of moss, and the photos actually just look really good with the 13 megapixel count. The amount of detail and everything, even when the images are zoomed in, still look really good. And the low light, I guess, was okay. I couldn't really bring you guys a really accurate low light, but take my word for it. And you look at this picture here, everything is just really nicely in detail, and overall I'm very satisfied with the camera. On the softer side of things, Samsung really wants to give you a good level of versatility. If you're a photo enthusiast who wants to set their own white balance, exposure, ISO, etc., you're allowed to do that. And there's also a lot of video resolutions you could pick from and video optimization methods, whether you're going to be sharing the video. So Samsung really lets you do that, so it's always good to check out the settings and play around with them to your liking. However, for those who still want to just run on the automatic settings, it still works very well. In terms of the mode and settings built into the camera app of the Samsung Galaxy S4, there's just so many things you could do with it. As you know, Samsung really want to give you a lot of versatility in different modes. First, there's the beauty face, which pretty much allows you to detect the face, and it's great for portrait shots. There's also best photo, which takes 8 photos of the same frame, and for example, if you blink or something, you're able to select the frame that you aren't blinking, and Samsung also gives you recommendations on which photos they think is the best. So I guess that's somewhat a cool feature there. I'm not sure if I'd use it a lot, but it does work. For example, there I just blinked on purpose. And there's also the best face mode, kind of like what we saw on the BlackBerry Z10. There's the sound and shot, which lets you record 9 seconds of audio behind your photo while you're narrating it. There's the drama shot, which lets you capture a moving subject across the entire screen, and it pretty much just shows each frame of the action, which looks really cool. There's also animated photo if you're taking photos of moving objects, and the device would detect it by itself. And there's also the rich tone HDR, which pretty much just turns up saturation and contrast of your image. Eraser, so for example, a passerby goes by, it will automatically restore the object and take that out. And there's also the panorama mode, a lot like what we see on many phones now. It also works pretty well. I'd say it works a little bit better than the one on the iPhone 5 in my opinion. And there's also one for sports, so it's optimized for that, and also the night mode. So in terms of the camera, there's just so many things that are built into it. In my opinion, I probably won't use that many of them, but I guess it's always good to see them included anyways for those people who may want to use it in a particular situation. Taking a look at the front-facing camera, which comes in at 2 megapixels, I definitely think it does a very good job and stacks up to all the other flagship phones out there, such as the iPhone 5 and the HTC One. And from the stills here, you could tell me how it looks. In my opinion, I think it looks pretty good, and when we saw the video test, I thought it also looked pretty good as well, with its HD video recording. And whether you're going to be using it for Skype calls or Google Hangouts, etc., I think it will definitely be a very good camera, especially because it's built in on the phone. So thanks for watching, guys. This is just a camera test and overview of the camera software on the new Samsung Galaxy S4. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see some more coverage on the Samsung Galaxy S4, and let me know what videos you guys would like to see next. I'll see you all in my next video.